Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Pocket Razors channel. Today, we're going to take a look at a brand new knife. Today, we're going to be looking at the Finch Hellfire Sabotage. Let's take a look. Pretty typical boxing. They do mix up their boxes a little bit, but I'd say that this is pretty standard as far as what most of them look like there. This one, like we said, is the Finch. This is the Hellfire. And this is the Sabotage, which is the red shredded carbon fiber handle. Item number on this one is the HE140. And this is in the 154 CM satin blade finish. Let's get this thing over here and we'll get her opened up and see what we've got. Alrighty. So pretty standard fare in the box here, and in complete transparency, as any of you that caught live stream here not too many days ago notice, we did an initial unpackaging on the live stream there. So we've had this out of the box, and also I've had this in the pocket for a couple of days. So certainly a first impression on this thing, and have a little bit of review in it as well. Just remember, it's always a good day when you're flipping the Finch. So they've definitely got us taken care of with that sticker there. Love it that they come up with a unique sticker for each of their models. This is the sticker that comes along with the Hellfire. And we have our typical Finch warranty. Get in there. Every knife you buy from Finch is guaranteed. Satisfactory, your money back. You can feel confident and look sharp with the Finch always. Very good, very good. And of course, the traditional Band-Aid they send in every box. It's a good thing. I've used one or two of them on Finch knives, and never a bad thing to have an extra one of those around. One of the reasons they send them is I've never had a Finch knife come that didn't have a really solid factory edge grind coming on it right out of the factory there. And they definitely do a nice job of getting you a good edge right out of the box, at least in my experience over the years. But look at that beautiful thing right there, man. That shredded red carbon fiber, that Sabotage they call this. How beautiful is that? Like the black finish. I'd go so far as to say it maybe has a little bit of a stone wash or a tumble wash, something like that. I'm not really sure how they get that. Definitely got the very nice stylized pocket clip on there. It's not a deep carry, especially with the shape of it there. This thing is going to ride up in the pocket just a little bit. Here again, at least most of the Finches I have, I wouldn't necessarily call them deep pocket carriers, at least not out of the box without making some changes. But you can just see the details on this thing just appear to be super clean. They usually are. Get a good look at that. Looks like we've got very typical, very nice blade centering on that. You can get a better angle, a better view of that for you there. Definitely they put a nice job on putting this thing together. We've got I just love I'm a coated blade fan anyways, but the nice dark bolster on there, it's just nice to see them mix it up a little bit and bring in some coated and some black finish. I got the loom shield. Let's see if we can't get that thing to light up a little bit for us here. Don't know how much we're going to get off of that, here with the lights and the camera. You can see we've got a little bit of a glow going there. Charge it up a little bit more and definitely would last a little bit longer. Probably help if the lights are off as well. But yeah, definitely a flipper. And you couldn't be flipping your Finch without that flipper tab on there. Very nice. It has a nice D10 on it. Tried to fail it a couple of times when I was carrying it, and just, I mean, you gotta really want it. Even if you go soft on it, it wants to come out. I'd say this is a pretty typical D10 on a Finch. I've only seen two, and only have one that I would say has a little bit of a light detent. The one I have is, I'd say it's very light. The other one I saw, it was a little bit lighter, but generally I've never had detent problems. They always nice and snappy, have nice action. Let's see if we can do this here. See if we can get that. Oh, we got it. And whether it's a pull or a fuller, to me, I think it's a little bit more of a fuller. Obviously, it's not full, but even with the bear paws, I can manage to get in there for the reverse flick, or in this case, I'd call it that Finch finger flick, and it just comes out really nice for me. Either way, just super solid little knife. So let's get this thing down here, and we'll try to pull some specs up for you here so you can see what the manufacturer has to say about this thing. So as we were talking about, this is a Finch. It is a Hellfire. It is a Sabotage. Shredded red carbon fiber handle material on there. The blade steel is 154 cm. The bolster frame is made of steel. The overall length 7 inches. Blade length 3 inches. Handle length is 4 inches. That blade height 1.8 inches. It's got a handle height of 0.9 inches. Handle thickness of 0.5 inches, or 1/2 of an inch. Knife weight 3.7 ounces. They're calling the blade finish a satin. I'm gonna have to go out on a limb and say it's a coated satin finish. I would definitely say, as far as the coating goes, I wouldn't call it a matte. I certainly wouldn't call it a gloss. Satin, we do get just the smallest little bit of reflection or glare coming off of that thing, but not too bad. The lock type is their integrated liner bolster lock. I'm a big fan with the big hands. I can't say that I'm a huge frame lock fan. Not necessarily because the frame lock's anything wrong with it, but I just tend to have a hard time getting in there. And then obviously sometimes when I'm deploying it, I tend to drag over here sometimes. And so the way that Finch has always done their bolstered liner locks there, I'm always able to get the big old thumb in there, get it to release. And like I say, it doesn't come far back that I tend to want to drag it like I would like on like a frame lock or some of the liner locks and stuff like that. So, but definitely a big fan of that integrated liner bolster lock. Designed in Stillwell, Kansas. The manufacturer, the OE on this was QSP. So always good stuff, good particulars from Finch there. Get those out of the way. Let's see if we can't make a little bit of room here, and we'll bring a few other knives out here to kind of compare size-wise to this guy here, and bring in a few Finches. This guy here, we'll get this coming in. This guy, we've got the 1929. Get that set in there, and try to get her lined up on the pivots there. You can see the 1929 is definitely a much smaller knife than the Hellfire is. Blade length, handle, both definitely on the smaller size range there. Bring in another one here. This is the Lucky 13. I'd also say in comparison, this is definitely going to be on the smaller side from that Hellfire. And we've got a couple others out here. I'm bringing in a few that are probably more the similar size to the Sabotage out of the Finch lineup. This is the Finch Devil's Finger. This is in their green micarta. This has been, as far as my Finches go, this has been one of my favorite daily carry knives there. Just a wonderful carry, wonderful knife, wonderful blade shape. Can't speak highly enough of it as well, but you can see we've got the pivots kind of lined up there. Very similar overall length, blade length, and handle length. Like I say, you're going to probably be splitting hairs either way there. And then I'd say probably my all-time favorite Finch pattern, anyways, or Finch knife, the Holiday. Just love that knife and love the finish. Here again, I'd say definitely going to be very consistent with the same size, not only on the Sabotage, but along with that Devil's Fingers. You'll be splitting hairs either way on handle size, blade length, things like that. But I'd say definitely very complimentary and right in basically the very same size category there anyways. A couple of the bigger Finches to bring in for comparison here. Let's bring in the Buffalo Tooth. And this thing's a chunk, man. I mean, you talk about girthy, but check this out. Even as girthy as that Buffalo Tooth is, and believe it or not, as girthy as that thing is, they carry really nice too, because they're so flat. But Sabotage has got this thing, the Hellfire Sabotage, I should say, it's got this thing in overall blade length. As far as edge length, I would have to measure them out. I'd say that probably usable edge length, probably pretty similar. And then handle length on the on that big chunky guy, a little bit shorter. Obviously, got it in the girth department though. And let's bring in another one here that's relatively new to the collection. Bring in that Runtley XL here again. Another one that's on the bigger side. Definitely overall length is going to take the win over the Hellfire. Handle length, you can see, has a bit of an advantage, but not by a whole lot. And I'd say probably overall usable blade length pretty similar, even though the shape of the Runtley probably gets you an overall knife and blade length is just slightly more. Get these guys out of the way here real quick. And we'll bring in a few over here that are not quite so closely related in the Finch family. Here's one of my other favorite daily carries. This one here is going to be the traditional pocket knife exclusive, the QSP Penguin. This has got the Jigatai scales on it. If memory serves me right, that was the M390 blade on that one as well, and it certainly was. And you can see very comparable size. So going to be a very comparable carry. I'd say in almost all dimensions. Obviously, there's some characteristic and profile differences there, but very similar. And then, of course, you got to bring in a bug out. Probably, I'd say, at least in the last few years anyways, become kind of a standard of comparison. You can see overall handle length, and the bug out is going to take it over the Hellfire just a little bit. Blade length, we definitely have more blade length there, as well as more usable edge going on there with the bug out. So get these guys moved aside here real quick, and just a couple more to kind of compare. Let's see if we can get maybe a couple of other larger knives in here. Let's bring in the Spyderco Shaman and see how that guy compares. Obviously, Shaman being a substantially larger knife, both in length and girth. And then bring in the Spyderco Native 5. And you can see that that version of the Spyderco there is going to be a lot more in line with the size of the Sabotage, the Hellfire Sabotage. Maybe they should have just named it the Sabotage, the Hellfire. No, I think they were probably right. I probably just need to quit calling it the Sabotage. And then, of course, let's bring in a couple of my all-time favorites. This would be my all-time favorite daily work carry knife, probably all-time favorite knife of all times. And yes, this is the Benchmade Super Freak. And then, of course, its little brother. And this would be the Benchmade Mini Super Freak. So you can see, definitely, not surprisingly so, the Super Freak is definitely got a size advantage there. The Mini Super Freak, pretty spot on. I'd say it's running right about where the bug out is, maybe a touch more than the bug out, even in comparison with that. But definitely looks like the Hellfire Sabotage. I'm going to call it a pretty solid mid-size carry knife. But overall, looking forward to carrying this thing some more. Like I said, I have had it in the pocket a couple of days already and really enjoyed it. Looking forward to using it a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this. Love the styling on the clips. I did forget to mention this guy here is going to definitely not be a deep carry on the clip, especially with the taper on here. This thing is going to want to sit a little bit proud if you want to sit in vertical in your pocket. If you're able to tip it forward, it'll sit a little bit lower in the pocket. The way I was carrying it, it definitely was coming a little bit straight up. So you're getting, I'd say probably, roughly 3/8 to about 1/2 of an inch that's going to be sticking above there. But anyways, appreciate you stopping by. We checked out this Hellfire Sabotage from Finch, and just hope you enjoyed that. Please remember, everybody you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. So when you get a chance, if you see somebody struggling, please reach out. See if there's anything that you can do to help out. As brother Zach always likes to say, DSKFS, do something kind for somebody. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, we'd sure appreciate it. Please remember to hit that notification bell. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. We'd like to know your feedback on this, what your impressions are. Do you have one of the Hellfires? Are you looking forward to one? Is there a pattern, handle material that you're most interested in? Love to see your comments. Love for you to reach out. But for now, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to the next one, and hope you have a great day. Peace out, everybody.